deep for the Cable One kickoff as we prepare to begin tonight's very important District 11 4A matchup between Denison and Greenville. Adrian Jackson, he's on the right side. Tristan Jackson anchoring the center, and Quentin Irvin right in the middle as Nathan Farley prepares. The Jackets will be kicking from left to right on the radio dial, from north to south. And here is the Cable One kickoff, and ladies and gentlemen, we're underway. It's a short squibber. It's going to take a high bounce, be fielded at the 27 by an up man. He's trying to find daylight around the right corner, tripped up as he crosses the 35-yard line, and he goes down around the 37-yard line. That was Kenton Pitts, who the up man, who took it on the high hop, and it'll be first down and 10 for the Lions at the 36-yard line. 37 make it as we're just underway.
Well, Matt Fink right there to make the stop early on that very first kickoff return. If Fink didn't make that stop, it's a long gainer for the Greenville Lions.
The Lions have shifted out of what Jimmy Brooks made famous in Denison, the I formation, toss right, toss left, sweep attack. They've gone to the spread offense. This is their first full year running it. 4 wideouts, 2 either side. Jackson in the backfield. Simpson on the first carry, hands it off. Jackson breaks tackles, pinballs his way across the 40 to the 44-yard line. He was stopped initially around the 38-yard line, kept the legs going, and made something out of nothing, and nothing turns into a 6-yard gain.
Oh, that was a nice run there. It gets across to about the 43. It's going to be marked in between the 43 and 44-yard line for the Lions.
Michael Simpson in the shotgun. Jackson to the left. 4 wide out look for the Lions. On second down and short, just underway. Simpson running the ball, trying to head left, tripped up. The ball's loose. It's picked up. The Yellow Jackets returning it to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown Denison. Hold everything. The official has down the ball at the 45-yard line, and Denison nearly opened with a fumble return for a touchdown, but they're going to say that Simpson was down at the 45.
Well, they called it pretty early that he was down, and Hines, I believe that's Hines on the far corner who picked it up and took the ball all the way in, but once he got to about the 30, they had already whistled it down. So the ball rests between the 44 and the 45-yard line in their own territory.
3rd and 3 from the 44. Blitz look by the Jackets. Simpson back to pass. Lofts one up. It is going to be caught. And then the receiver broke free on the corner man. Kind of a strange-looking play on the corner. It's going to be a first down for the Lions deep in Yellow Jacket territory.
What happened there is the ball was thrown out. Marcus Davis thought the ball was underthrown, tried to make a break, stop for it, and then realized that the ball was going to go over his head. He tried to go back on the ball, and by then it was already caught. The receiver almost broke away down the sideline. Davis had a grab of his jersey and slung him out of bounds, or he would have gone the distance.
10 tackles on the season for Davis, the leading defensive man as far as interceptions are concerned. Blitz look by the Jackets. Simpson throwing it downfield over everybody, incomplete at the 5-yard line, and it'll be second. As you said, had to readjust to the ball, and I wonder if the lights that Jason Smith was talking about, it looked like he had to look back in the direction of the light bank on the southwest corner.
Very possible. Remember last week, Sulphur Springs went. Every time they threw the ball, they came after Marcus Davis. Here we go again. The first 2 throws are right at Marcus Davis on that corner.
2nd down and 10 after the incomplete pass. Just underway, 10:32 in the first quarter. No score between Denison and Greenville on 93.1 FM. Simpson calling for a timeout. We'll join them. No score, Denison and Greenville. We're back after this Yellow Jacket timeout. As we come back to play, the Lions handing it off. The quarterback, Michael Simpson, to Tristan Jackson. Short gainer right into the middle of the pile. Actually going to be marked no gain at the 35. And so the Lions facing 3rd down and 10. Denison on the year defensively coming into the contest had allowed their opponents to complete 19 of 61 3rd down conversions for a .312 percentage. 1 out of 1 tonight for the Lions. Very important 3rd and 10 here early in the game at the 35 of Denison. Simpson in the shotgun, calls for the ball, looks left, throws, flags, and nearly intercepted as the Yellow Jackets, Brad Ade back in coverage, and it hit right between his numbers, but he had already seen the flags, and I think that distracted him.
Well, Scooter Means and Kyle Richards, the two linebackers, the two inside backers were blitzing, and then they backed out at the last moment. Might have thrown some confusion towards the offensive line of Greenville because they jumped off sides. That'll back them up 5 yards. It'll be now 3rd and 15, and what was crucial 3rd and 10 will be even more crucial 3rd and 15.
Well, kicking will be a key part of tonight's contest. Corey Vines, the place kicker for the Greenville Lions, and on the season, he is 25 of 29 in PATs, only 2 field goals, those from 21 and 20. This is 3rd and 15. The ball from the 40-yard line. Simpson in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Blitz look by the Jackets. Simpson lost one up downfield, and Corey Robertson has picked it off at the 15. He's running to the far sideline, 25 to the 30. Robertson out of bounds at the 34-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets go plus 16 in the turnover ratio department. Simpson throwing for a receiver who wasn't there. Corey Robertson said, "That's fine, I'll take it," and it's a Yellow Jacket football after the turnover.
All he had to do is play center field on that one. He was down about the 15-yard line. He could have called the fair catch and just hauled it in.
Starting defense for the Lions up front, Seth Garcia, Justin Duncan, Jermel Brown, and Jeremy Stewart. The backers tonight, Kenton Pitt, Samuel Tippett, Travis Lee, and Glenn Fisher. Back deep, Sarad Anderson. On the corners, DeMarcus Davis, and also Anthony Coleman as the Jackets on first down get out to the 37-yard line. Let's go over the Denison Yellow Jackets starting offense. The Jackets can introduce themselves. Offset eye look as we come back to play. The toss to Robertson tripped over his own blocker. And what was 2nd down and 6 is now going to be 3rd down and 7. 8:53 to go in quarter number 1. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker, and the rest of the Yellow Jacket broadcast crew. No score between Greenville and Denison. 3rd down and 7 for the Jackets. Offset eye look, everybody tight. Crawley up under center calling for the football. Long snap count. The Lions jumping to get back. This is Robertson running left, trying to bounce it outside, and he's going to make it to the 39-yard line, and that's all before he's brought down. He tried to stiff arm his way around the corner if he could have. He had a lane of daylight to the marker, but he could not get around the last man, and it will be punting time for Josh Vaughn.
Well, it was a nice job by DeMarcus Davis on the outside. He's the outside defensive back. Came up and made a nice stop around the right side, making Robertson make a decision, either cut it out or cut it in, and Davis didn't let him do that. He just stuck him right there at the 39.
Josh Vaughn on the season, 19 punts, 35.4 average, 49 his long. Jackson and Jackson standing at the 25. Not much pressure, and Vaughn gets away a dandy. This is a spiraling kick. Will drive Jackson back to the 14. He's looking for daylight, breaks the first line of defense, and then is upended at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Lions will set up 1st and 10. 7:44 to go in quarter number 1. No score between Greenville and Denison.
Nice job by Luke Truxell coming up. We don't call his name a lot because he plays a lot of special teams, but he's there on the stop there to stop the Greenville Lions deep in their own territory in between the 23 and the 24-yard line.
So both teams feeling each other out in their first offensive possessions. Denison 3 and out. Greenville drove to the Denison 35 before a penalty knocked them back, and then the ball was intercepted. Corey Robertson's 3rd pick of the season. This is Simpson handing it off out of the eye. He's running Jackson. Jackson's got a hole. 35-40, hitting the sideline to the 50. This is Jackson running to the 35, and he'll be tackled at the 25-yard line. Right up the middle, found daylight, cut it to the inside, back outside, and it's a huge play for the Lions early on.
Brad Aday, the guy who makes a stop down at the 23-yard line, so he goes from 123 to the other, and it was Aday who made the stop and saved the touchdown as Jackson was trying to turn the ball back inside to try to make that last cut, and he couldn't do it. Aday was right there, so now Greenville is sitting in great position at the Denison Yellow Jacket 24-yard line.
One back look, I had called it the eye. It looks like the eye, but no fullback. And this is going to be another handoff. Jackson running left, big hole. He's to the 15, inside to the 13-yard line. And it will be a 1st down for the Greenville Lions. It was not Jackson, it was Quentin Irvin on the carry. And he gets a 1st down and goal from the Yellow Jacket 6.
Anthony Hines makes that tackle. And now that's another 1st down for the Greenville Lions backs. They're going to move the ball down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, I called it the 6. It was actually the 13. Sorry about that.
6:58 left to go first quarter. No score yet.
1st and 10 from the 13. Simpson in the shotgun, runs the option. He's got containment on the corner, and he's going to be tackled for a short gain, if any. On the far sideline, Nathan Farley bouncing out from his linebacking spot to make the stop for Denison, and Farley coming in with 41 tackles. Adds another one there. 2nd down, and we'll call it 10, maybe 9 yards. They're not going to move. Well, are they? Nope, they're not going to move it, so 2nd down and 10 from the 13.
Nice job by Farley coming up to make the stop there. We'll see if this Denison Yellow Jacket defense can make a big stand here. Need to put points on the board first in a game like this. This is going to be a seesaw battle. It looked that way coming in, and Denison would like to get the first hand up with momentum, trying to hold Greenville here.
This is Simpson handing it off to the running back. Coming near side. The ball is on the turf, but Jackson has fallen back on it at the 19-yard line. 2nd time tonight the ball has hit the turf for the Lions. Both times it has worked out in their favor. The first time the official had already blown the whistle. The 2nd time then the running back for the Lions, that would be Adrian Jackson, had fallen back on his own fumble.
Well, they're going to spot the ball at the 17-yard line, even though the ball was recovered at the 19. Not sure where he gets the spot from, but a few extra yards for the Greenville Lions anyway.
Tristan Jackson standing to the left of Michael Simpson, who calls for the ball, looks left, comes back right, throws the inside hot route, the slant. It is caught inside the 10, right on the marker, should be close to a first down. And let's go down to our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man, Jason Smith. Looks like if he doesn't have it, it's certainly 4-down territory.
He's a yard short, but it is 4th down, and this close in, of course, it's going to be 4-down territory.
Especially when you have a sophomore place kicker named Corey Vines, who saw first action last week.
Timeout called by Michael Simpson as he comes to the near sideline to check with Marvin Sedberry and company.
This is crucial, Lynn.
Two receivers come to the near side. One splits far to the right. Tight look to the right. One man behind Michael Simpson. 4th and 1. Simpson leaps forward and has the first down as he literally hurdled his own center's block and actually landed in front of where his center was. It is 1st and goal for the Greenville Lions.
I see the line judge backing out in between the 2 and the 3-yard line, so that's where the ball is going to be placed. 1st and goal from about the 2.5-yard line. Big defensive stand here for the Jackets would be huge.
Would be huge. We expected points. So far we don't have any, but that's about to change, it looks like. 4:30 to go in the first. And the Lions, the second leading offense behind Denison, are knocking on the door. Simpson up under center. He'll hand it off to the tailback. Hit at the line and dropped around the 1-yard line. But he did second effort. I don't know how they I thought his knee had hit at the 1, but they give him the touchdown on second effort, and so the Lions are in the end zone. Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Looked like from our vantage point perhaps his knee had touched. Jason, did it?
No, his knee did not touch. He went down with his forearm and kept his legs driving, had his head in the breadbasket of one of the Jacket players, and was able to drive himself over the goal line.
Vines for the PAT, and his kick is a wobbly one, but it is through the uprights. And with 4:18 to go in quarter number 1, the Lions draw first blood, 7-0. Greenville leads. We're back on Katy Country after this Yellow Jacket timeout. For Yancey preparing for another KO1 kickoff for the Greenville Lions, and here's an American Bank of Texas drive recap.
Well, 7 plays and 67 yards for the Greenville Lions, ended on a 2-yard touchdown by Tristan Jackson. Took 3 minutes and 26 seconds off the clock, and we have a new score, 7-0. Greenville on top here in Greenville, Texas. 4:18 left to go first quarter.
Marcus Davis, Anthony Hines, and Corey Robertson back deep, and this is going to be taken by Davis at the 16. Up the field looking for blocks, and he is going to make it to the 24-yard line and be stopped right there. And so the Yellow Jackets down 7-0 to the Greenville Lions with 4:11 to go in quarter number 1. Will start with their second possession of the night. Another score to update you on. The Wildcats from Sulphur Springs upset 14-0, the early lead in quarter number 1 against the Bearcats.
So far, one possession for the Jackets, only went 5 yards and had to punt. It's already halfway through the first quarter. Denison's going to have to start sustaining some drives here.
Jackets will split one man wide to the right, 2 tight set, straight eye look. Robertson dots the eye. And on first down, this is Robertson getting the handoff, coming near side, breaks the line of scrimmage, still going 40, 45, Robertson to the 50, running down the right sideline, 40, 30, 25, 20, to the 15, 10, and out of bounds at the 4-yard line. Corey Robertson, no flags. He'll take it from from the 24 to the 4, and the Jackets are in business.
Hey, forget the big drive, Lynn. We'll take 72 yards from Corey Robertson on first down. Forget the drive. We'll take it.
Denison first and goal after Robertson's 72-yard scamper, his second longest of the season. 80 is his longest carry, and if he could have stiff-armed one more time on a fast-closing defensive back, he might have been able to take it to the house. As it is, a very important first and goal from the 4. Too tight, set for Denison. Toss Robertson, heading left. Hines, to the goal line, stick it in the end zone, put it on the scoreboard. It takes 2 plays for the Yellow Jackets to put it in the end zone. It's a Denison touchdown, and the Jackets have responded. Hold on to your seats, everyone. The track meet is underway.
Shock and awe delivering early on in the first quarter. That'd be Corey Robertson and Anthony Hines, both of them taking over this football game. 3:53 left to go in the first quarter. Denison trying to tie it up here after the long run, the 72-yard run by Robertson, and the touchdown there by Hines.
Grimes to snap, Fink to hold, and Farley for the PAT. Pounds it down the middle, looks good, and it is. 3:53 left in quarter number 1. Denison responds in 2 plays. Shock and awe do it. They take it to the house and go on the scoreboard for the first time tonight. 7-all, our score. We're back after this timeout. Quentin Jackson and Tristan Jackson standing at the 15. Adrian Jackson at the 5 on the Cable One kickoff. Nathan Farley banged it into the first up man who fell on the ball. Nearly had a scramble for the ball at the 41-yard line. The Lions will get great field position. 3:53 to go, and our score 7-7. And here's why, Monte.
American Bank of Texas scoring drive. Recap, 2 plays, 76 yards for the Yellow Jackets. It was a long 72-yard run by Corey Robertson, who set up the Anthony Hines touchdown of 4 yards. That brings our new score. The drive was actually 25 seconds long. We said we needed a drive for the Yellow Jackets is what they needed, and they did, but it was only 25 seconds long. Ties the ball game, however. 3:53 left to go first quarter. Tie ball game 7-7 at T.A. Cotton Stadium in Greenville, Texas.
Michael Simpson calls for the ball, hands it off. Jackson comes near side, breaks tackles, then another, but spun down at the 42-yard line. He is a shifty runner in there, and the Greenville Lions have shown some strength running the football right up the gut. It was, I believe, Scooter Means on the tackle for Denison.
Means does make the tackle, but he's going to have to really fight Tristan Jackson tonight, because Jackson, as you mentioned, is very shifty, was trying to spin out of tackles there. The one good thing, if you're a Yellow Jacket fan, about the guy trying to spin out of tackles, once he does that over and over and over, that gives you a chance for a turnover.
Second down and nearly 10. Simpson coming left side on the blitz. He's hit from behind and stopped for little, if anything. We'll call it a loss of a half yard back to the original line of scrimmage. So it'll be 3rd down and 10. Robertson and company combining on the stop for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, and company would be Vincent Rhodes. Rhodes, the big defensive tackle, made a great stop at the front of the defensive line. Robertson comes up a little bit gimpy. I think his ankle may be a little bit gimpy over there. He's standing still in the game, but he may be checking with the official right now. And I do not believe, no, he's going to stay in the football game.
Well, it's hard to tell if it's the ankle, a knee, or some kind of a Charlie horse. We'll have to see. Very key 3rd down play. Robertson showing blitz, and it's going to be incomplete as Simpson overthrew his receiver on the out route to the near sideline, and it should be punting time. Well, he must not be hurt too bad because he got a pretty good inside rush that time and was able to put some heat on the quarterback, and now he's going back to punt duty. I guess we might call him, instead of maybe Superman. He plays hurt, and he seems to do an awful lot when he's banged up.
Well, he is a bulldog, that's for sure. He never wears down. He's always in the football game, and you can't take him out of the game.
Brandon Ward, the sophomore, only his 2nd game to punt the football, standing at the 28-yard line. No pressure by the Jackets, and he gets away end-over-end kick that's going to be taken by Robertson. Hit immediately and dropped at the 25-yard line. Again, that's one of those plays that last year a flag would have flown, but with that old halo rule, because Robertson hit almost instantly as the ball touched his arms, but not this year under the change in NCAA rules, and the Jackets start 1st down and 10 from the 27-yard line.
Tie ball game in Greenville here, 7-7, 2:23 left to go first quarter. Jackets do have the ball at their own 27-yard line.
Robertson will get at least one play off. This will be Hines, a two fullback look now. The Jackets will break it and send two men wide to the near side, wide to the right. Crawley is going to hand it off on the reverse. This is Polk running 30, 35. Polk still going to the 40, still going to the 45, tight roping down the sidelines, and finally tackled at the 40-yard line. They'll say he stepped on the out-of-bounds boundary at the 46-yard line.
Well, on the 46-yard line prior to the midfield stripe. So he went out about 15 yards before he was finally tackled. They're having a little discussion down there as we were talking in the pregame show about the fullbacks kind of being the offset of the tailbacks. You don't always have to throw the ball to offset your great running game. What they do is they mix it up with their fullbacks a little bit.
Nice run by Polk. Super Mario gets his longest run of his career. This is a handoff. Hines coming to the near side, bouncing outside. 50, looking for a block. 45, Hines to the 40, still looking for daylight and upended at the 35 or 36-yard line. It's a first down for the Yellow Jackets. All does it on the first drive. Shock's doing it right now.
Kenton Pitts on the stop there for the Greenville Lions, and it was a good thing he made the stop for the Lions because Hines had a lot of running room. Remember, Hines has the great speed. He runs a 4.4 where Robertson only runs a 4.6. So if he gets in the wide open, Hines can actually break it.
Yellow Jackets with a new set of downs. Straight eye look, one man wide to the left. Handoff fullback. Polk running ahead to the 30 and lunging to the 28-yard line. 2.5, maybe 3 yards shy of the first down. 1:58 to go in the quarter. And the offensive line of Denison beginning to exert its muscle. 7-all our score with the Jackets on the move.
Ball just past the 29-yard line. And the Denison Yellow Jackets are rolling. 1:45 left to go first quarter. Tie ball game, 7 apiece in Greenville.
Jeremy Kimbrell splits wide to the left. This is Crawley stumbling, handing it off to Hines, and he'll get to the 25, and that's enough for the first down. And the Jackets get a new set of downs. 1:33 to go in the first quarter. It started off, Greenville moved it to the 35 of Denison, backed up after a penalty, and ended up turning the ball over as Corey Robertson got his third pick of the season. The next series, Denison went 3 and out after that. Denison went 3 and out, and then Greenville put their first touchdown on the board. Denison responded. Corey Robertson back in the game. Gets the toss left. 25, going to the 20, 15, outside to the 10, 5. Stick it in the end zone. Put it on the scoreboard. 25 yards out, and Corey Robertson has given the Yellow Jackets the first lead of the night.
Well, that was a straight dive over the left tackle, Vincent Rhodes, and he broke it and had absolutely nobody to beat. Once he hit the 10, all he had to do was stroll in the end zone, and it was a nice job by the great offensive line on the left side, Vincent Rhodes and company.
Robertson already over 100 yards rushing in the first quarter. 1:14 to play in quarter number 1, and Corey Robertson is on. 2-point conversion. The Jackets run it to the goal line. Did they get across? Yes! Give the Yellow Jackets a 2-point conversion. This Robertson gets it, and Denison leads 15-7 with 1:13 to go in quarter number 1. Don't go anywhere, folks. The track meet continues after this Denison Yellow Jacket timeout. We're back at T.A. Cotton Memorial Stadium, 15-7. Denison with its first lead, 1:13 to go in quarter number 1. A squibber on the Cable 1 kickoff, taken by the up man at the 26, runs into a pile of yellow jerseys and goes down at the 39. Well, the Corey Robertson 200-yard watch is on. 5 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown. And tell us about that TD run.
Well, it was a 25-yard touchdown run by Corey Robertson. It was a 5-play, 73-yard drive. And after the 2-point conversion by Robertson, our new score 15-7 here in Greenville. Denison on top. 1:09 left to go in the first quarter. It was a very fast 8 minutes in the first quarter, but it slowed down tremendously here in the latter goings of the first quarter.
That's 12 times now that Corey Robertson's gone over the century mark. This is a handoff. Jackson tackled as he crossed the 40, got out to the 41, and tackled by a host of yellow jerseys. That's 12 games, Monte Walker, that Corey Robertson has gone over the century mark. That's halfway already to the mark his brother set, big brother Chris, set of 24 100-yard career games.
Kyle Richards makes the stop there. Good to see him back in the football game. It's been about 3 weeks, actually, since we've seen him. Had some bruised ribs, but the leading tackler is back in the football game tonight for the Yellow Jackets.
Probably only 1 snap remaining in the quarter, 38 seconds and counting. This is 2nd and 8. Simpson in the shotgun. Calls for the ball, hands it off. Jackson coming left, runs into a pile of blockers and defenders, and the Yellow Jackets were able to sort through the mess and come away with a stop. Scooter Means chairing that committee. It was a tackle by committee. And with 18 seconds to go, let's check down with our Bradford Funeral Home sideline man quickly. Jason, a lot of excitement here in the early going.
You know, there really is a ton of excitement. The kids on the sideline, the band, the great Denison crowd that has come over and packed these visitor stands. Lots of excitement, and it is really just great football right now.
Very exciting for the Jackets in quarter number 1. They own a 15-7 lead. Shock and awe have done the damage. We're going to quarter number 2. Denison Yellow Jacket football continues after this timeout. At the 41, Denison up 15-7 as we begin quarter number 2. Simpson in the shotgun, has it back to pass. Here comes pressure. He bursts up the middle. He tries to get the first down, and he's going to have it as he gets near the 40-yard line. It's going to be just beyond the marker, and I believe the quarterback, Michael Simpson, did the wise thing for the Lions to keep the drive going. And remember, he has 377 on the ground. He just added 7 more there.
Well, the ball resting just shy of the midfield stripe. He's going to be right at the 50. The nose of the football is touching the stripe.
Understand that we've actually been mispronouncing the name of the stadium. It is T.A. Cotton Ford Stadium. T.A. Cotton Ford, Cotton the nickname of Mr. Ford. 1st and 10 for the Lions. Blitz look by the Jackets, and this is Simpson coming to the near side, wanting to throw. Pressure in his face. He is going to elude it, throws downfield. It is going to be, it's in traffic and nearly picked off. It falls incomplete at the 31. It was the old tip drill, and the Jackets couldn't haul it in.
We'll give all the credit on that play to Malcolm Allen coming from the backside. Defensive end, put all the pressure in the world on Michael Simpson, made him flush out of the pocket, race all the way to the near side, and made him make an errant throw.
Yes, he did, and give the Yellow Jacket defenders credit. They stayed at home that time, even though the quarterback came to the sideline. They could have bitten up on the play and left the receivers open, and they did not. Left to right on the radio dial, 2nd and 10 for Greenville. They're down 15-7, 11:26 to go in the first half here on Katy Country. Lynn Burkhead, Monte Walker, and company as the Yellow Jackets enjoy a lead. This is going to be Simpson. Pulls it out of Jackson's gut, and he'll rumble to the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup on 2nd and 10 of about 4. We'll call it 3rd down and 6. Updates for on scores. Sulphur Springs had jumped out to a 14-0 lead. The Bearcats woke up. It is 14-14 in the second. A wild one going between the Cats and the Cats. Paris trailing McKinney North 10-7. Is that score also in the second. Our score 15-7. Denison leading at quarter number 2.
Another big 3rd down here for the Yellow Jacket defense. 2 out of 5 is the Greenville Lions so far.
3rd down and 5. They need to get just across the 40-yard line, or just to the 40. Denison showing the blitz look as Robertson comes tight. This is Simpson back. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. He's going to escape, and he's going to hold on to it. He thought about throwing it into a crowd of yellow jerseys. He finally did the wise thing as Vinny Rhodes yanks him to the turf at the 35. Rhodes grabbed a hold of his jersey and held on for dear life.
Well, he's actually at the 45. Just on the backside in their own territory. And Vinny Rhodes, the sack leader on the ball club, now make it 5 as he brings him down in their own 45-yard line. Punt time for the Lions.
Hines and Robertson will stand back around the 20 and the 21-yard line as Ward prepares for his second punt of the night. The Jackets nearly get there. Nathan Farley does. It's a bouncer. Robertson takes it at the 15. Comes up the field. He's at the 20, 25. Looks for blockers. 30, 35. Robertson to the 40. Pointing his way down the field to the 40. Robertson stumbling at the 30. Still going. He's at the 25 and finally stopped at the 22-yard line.
Oh, what a great return. He took it. He was waiting on his blockers, and then he actually said, okay, I'm going to go ahead and outrun you. And he ran past his blockers. He made a move at the 30. He made another great move at the 25, and they finally brought him down at the 22-yard line. 5 or 6 outstanding moves for Robertson on the 65-yard punt return.
Believe it or not, in the 7th week of the season, though he has been back virtually every punt this year, that was Robertson's first punt return of the season, and he takes it 65 to the 22-yard line. Denison up 15-7, 10:01 to go in the first half, and they are in business at the Greenville 22. This is Hines running inside the 20. We'll call it the 17-yard line as Awe takes a breather and Shock gets an opportunity.
Well, the line judge is going to call the one of them saying the 19, the other one saying the 17, so I guess they'll they'll mark it in between them and call it the 18.
Split the difference. We'll call it the 18. Second down and 7 to go for Denison. Up 15-7. It has been the Corey Robertson and Anthony Hines show. Both young men scoring touchdowns. Robertson dazzling the visiting crowd with a 65-yard punt return to give Denison second and 7 from the 18 of the Greenville Lions. Two wideouts to the left, split backs in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff to the fullback, Mario Polk, and he's going to be tackled for a short loss back around the 20-yard line. Third and about 8 coming up for Denison.
They are going to mark him right at the 20, so give him a 2-yard loss on the play. That'll bring up third down and a good ways to go. Probably going to be about 8 or 9 yards, closer to 8 as a big down here. Maybe we might see Will Crawley throw the football for one of the first times tonight. Maybe the first time tonight.
Just might do it. Third down and 8. Straight eye look. Hines is the eye back. One man wide to the right. Crawley, he's going to throw, has a man, and it's in and out of his hands at the first down marker. Crawley threw it just a little high, and I believe it was Carry-On Zohair's check that. It was Chad Price who couldn't haul it in.
Yeah, the ball, you're right, Lynn. It was over his head just a little bit. Price had to go up for the ball, and remember, when you have shoulder pads on, you can't really go up as high as you normally would without them, and he couldn't get up high enough to bring that ball in. It was just outside his hands. If he could have caught it, would have been a first down. This will be a 37-yard attempt for Nathan Farley.
Ball would be spotted in the middle of the field around the 27-yard line. Farley with 2 field goals last week, and it's blocked. There's a flag on the play, however. The field goal was blocked. The Lions have recovered for a moment. The ball's still going, and we've got 2 flags down. The Lions might have jumped the gun. Let's check that with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Who's it against? We'll check back with Jason in just a moment. The Lions are clapping. The Jackets are clapping, so we'll have to see who this is against. It's going to be a procedure call against the Yellow Jackets, and obviously the Greenville Lions will decline it and dodge the bullet. So after Corey Robertson goes 65 on the punt return to the 22-yard line, Denison comes up empty. They moved it to the 18, have a field goal attempt blocked as the Lions storm through, and Greenville takes over 1st and 10, the ball at the 34-yard line. And we told you, folks, it was going to be a track meet tonight. 32, I'm corrected, is where the Lions start this possession.
And you might be right with a 8:37 left to go before the Graves Credit Jewelers halftime show. Denison on top 15-7, but it kind of has been a track meet as Greenville comes out and will spread the field here with 2 wide receivers to each side.
Tristan Jackson will flank Michael Simpson. He's back to pass. Here comes the blitz. Simpson loses the ball. It's on the turf. It's rolling around. A scramble for the ball at the 29. I'm not sure who has it. Denison says they've got it. There were 3 Jackets all around the ball, but the Lions have recovered.
Well, it's a big recovery for the Lions. They're going to get the ball at the 30-yard line, which will only be a loss of 2 yards on the play.
Second time tonight the ball's hit the turf for the Lions, and they've had 1 interception and 1 near interception.
I believe that was Kyle Richards coming in on the blitz, knocking it free, and that really, Richards being in the ball game can really cause a lot of commotion. Remember, he is the leading tackler playing his first game in 3 weeks.
Ken Davis, the defensive coordinator, putting the heat up the middle, does again as Farley comes roaring in from the outside, and he trips Tristan Jackson up as he got back to the 30. It's a loss of 2 and sets up third down, and 12.
Farley was in the backfield even before Jackson could get the ball.
Third down conversions tonight for the Greenville Lions. They've not been very successful, only 2 out of 6. They face another one here, down 15-7, 7:27 to go in the first half. Denison leads 15-7 here on Katy Country. This is Michael Simpson, the quarterback, standing at the 25 of the shotgun. Back to pass. Here comes pressure. Hit as he throws. The ball's up for grabs. It's going to be incomplete, out of bounds, and great pressure on the sidelines by Marcus Davis. Benny Rhodes roaring up the gut, putting the heat on Simpson.
Oh, here they come after Marcus Davis again, just throwing the ball up. Davis turned around, was trying to find the football, never had his eyes on the ball, was trying to find the receiver, and the ball was out of bounds, or Davis might have been burnt again, but on protection there was Josh Vaughn was right there to give him give him a little bit of help.
Jackets look like they may put the heat on Ward. Brandon Ward, the punter. Hines, the lone man, back at the 41 as Ward stands at the 17. Now Denison backs out, and this is going to be Ward. Nearly got it blocked. It is a short kick that Hines takes. He loses it, has to track it down at the 34-yard line. I think his eyes got a little bit big as he saw some daylight to the right side. He fumbled it or mishandled it. And he gets he has to fall on it 2 yards behind him at the 34, and the Jackets start 1st and 10. We've had a lot of excitement, quite a bit of scoring, 7:06 to go in quarter number 2. 15-7 Denison leads, and Corey Robertson already over 100 yards rushing.
Denison has the football at the 34-yard line, looking to push for more points here before the Graves Credit Jewelers halftime show.
I look, Robertson dots the I. That will be Kimbrell in motion. Handoff, it's Hines rather running right. He has a little bit of daylight as he squirted his way to the 40-yard line. Thought he might have an opportunity for more, but the Jackets mixing it up nicely, running Robertson and Hines in at the tailback spot.
6-yard gain brings up 2nd and 4 yards. Well, they're going to say right at 5 yards, so call it a 5-yard gain. So we'll see if shock and awe can get it done here.
Polk and Hines in the backfield. A man will go in motion as Crawley calls for the ball, tosses to Hines, heads right, and goes right into a black jersey and will be tackled for a 1-yard loss. Sets up 3rd down and about 6 to go for Denison.
He was stuffed right at the 39-yard line, and he didn't go very far thanks to Travis Lee, the defensive back for the Greenville Lions, stuffed him right in the backfield.
Robertson has set this particular series out, looking for him on the sideline. Don't see him. We'll try to get an update in just a moment from our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Hines will dot the I at the 32 on 3rd down and 6 for Denison. 2 wideouts near side. Crawley, pressure coming behind, hit as he throws, and it's going to be incomplete. Crawley was leveled, and he is still on the turf at the 26-yard line.
He took a big hit from one of the Greenville Lions, and it's Justin Fisher who came back there and knocked him down. Crawley just now getting off the ground with help from one of his linemen. Right there's Ryan Bergman trying to pick him off the ground, and they will now go to the sidelines as it is punting time and Josh Vaughn time for the Yellow Jackets.
We'll get an update from Jason Smith in just a moment. Have not seen Corey Robertson in a while, and also Will Crawley, the senior signal caller, getting smacked on that play. Vaughn will retreat to the 25. Jackson and Irvin will go, or Jackson and Jackson rather, go to the 25 themselves as Denison prepares to punt. Low snap. Vaughn has to hurry. Gets an end-over-end kick. It's a low-line drive. Going to be taken by Jackson on the run at the 35, and he's pinballed to the turf at the 41. Let's check with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. We haven't seen Corey Robertson in a while. Is he okay?
Yeah, he just now coming up. His knee was twisted on that long punt return. Doc pulled him off and decided that he better ice it and get it under control, and you've seen him just now sprinting back out onto the field. So all he needed was a little bit of ice, and he's good to go.
We'll get a quick update in a moment on Will Crawley.
You may have heard the collision there on the punt return. What that was Luke Truxell and Jeremy Grimes busting the returner at the 41-yard line. Both kind of sandwiched him, and it was kind of an ooh-ah type of hit as Greenville takes over at the 41, at their own 41.
Simpson will come up under center for one of the few times tonight. Jackson behind him, and this is going to be a deep handoff. Jackson runs right, then comes back up the middle, crosses the 50 into Jacket territory. It's a 1st down after an 11-yard scamper.
Well, this has got to start bothering you now, the Yellow Jacket fans, as they're running right up the gut. That is Scooter Means and Kyle Richards territory. Kyle Richards makes the stop, the outside backer, but they are simply just running right up the middle. A couple of guys, Josh Prado is one of those guys right up the middle. And Jesse Dixon. Got to wonder if those guys are getting sealed off a little bit.
1st and 10, Greenville from the Denison 48. Simpson back. Here comes pressure. He'll step up to elude it, off and running, and he's going to be spun from behind after a 5-yard gain. Now we'll call it a 6-yard gain, and that will set up 2nd down and about 4. Michael Simpson, dangerous on the move, kind of a la Quincy Carter. He can throw the ball, but he might be more valuable to the Lions when he takes off and runs.
Well, that one could have been a large gain for Michael Simpson. It looked like one of those that could have gone the distance if it weren't for Kyle Richards tracking him down right at the 43 a little bit short of the first down, probably 4 yards short.
Kind of a boxing match right now as both teams are trading heavyweight shots. This is Irvin coming to the right side. He sheds tacklers 40 to the 35 and tackled at the 30-yard line.
Nice gain there of 13 yards. And Greenville just mustering up that running game. 4:45 left to go before the half. Corey Robertson makes the stop. 15-7. Denison still on top. Greenville pushing into Denison territory at the 30-yard line.
Quentin Irvin on the carry. Remember, he picked up 148 last week in the win over Paris. And now Jackson will be back into the ballgame. Tristan Jackson, he'll stand as the one lone back. 2 receivers to the left, a tight look to the right, 1 split out receiver at the 30-yard line. On 1st and 10, Simpson calls for the ball, hands it off. Jackson runs left, comes back up the middle, has daylight, and he's tackled as he crosses the 20. It's another Lion first down. Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Any concern and consternation on the Denison coaching staff? Lots of yardage up the middle.
Definitely, there is a lot, and they are working with the coaches to try to remedy that problem right now, trying to fire some of the players up, and right there you see Nathan Farley taking a timeout.
We'll join Bill Bates as we calling 4:16. Or I'm told we'll keep it here rather. 4:16 to the half. He has checked out of the game a couple of times, and remember he's nursing the high ankle sprain. Also kind of twinged his knee a couple of weeks ago, or last week rather. The Lions with a new set of downs. 1st and 10. The ball at Denison 17. The Jackets lead momentarily 15-7 in the second quarter. Handoff, and Jackson spun as he hit the center's block, and he'll be tackled for a 1-yard gain. As the Yellow Jackets believe that was Vinny Rhodes coming off the pile, and he'll make the stop. 2nd down and 9 coming up. 4:04 and cranking in the first half. The Jackets with an 8-point lead.
Nathan Farley also there. Here's another big play. 2nd and 9 as Greenville with the no huddle awaiting the call from the sidelines.
Lots of players holding their hands on their hips on both sides of the ball. It's a very tough contest here in the first half. 2nd down and 9. Deep handoff. Jackson running right and pounded as he tried to cut it back right up the middle. The Jackets finally figured something out there on the stop for the Yellow Jackets. It was a Super Mario comes in and he makes the initial hit, and a couple of yellow jerseys finish him off. 3rd down and 8. 3:24 and counting in the first half. 15-7 Denison, but Greenville threatening. They'll call a timeout. We'll join them. We're back after this Yellow Jacket timeout. 2 out of 7 for the Lions. Not a good night in 3rd down conversions, but they have been on the march on this drive as they've taken it to the Yellow Jacket 15. The ball at the 15. They'll have to get to the 7-yard line for the first. Simpson up under center. Jackson behind him. 3 receiver look on 3rd and long. This is Simpson back to pass. Going to throw it up in the end zone. It is up, and it's going to be knocked away in the end zone. A great defensive play by the Yellow Jacket cornerman. And I believe that was Brad Aday, it was, on the outside, who played perfect defense, knocked the ball away, and it's 4th and 8.
And he did a good job of going for the football. Both he and the wide receiver were up in the air, and he made the play of knocking the ball down.
Marvin Sedbury thinks perhaps about going for it on 4th and 8, but he'll send the field goal unit in. Corey Vines, the sophomore kicker, on to do the kicking duties. Check that. Christopher Yancey is going to be the holder, and Vines will be the kicker. A 32-yard effort, a low snap, and it's a low kick, never had a chance. And the Lions turn the Jackets away on a field goal attempt, and now I believe the Yellow Jackets have done the same.
Well, we do have 2 number 14s on the field. Maybe Corey Vines, or it may be the 14 we have on the roster, Christopher Yancey. I've never seen that before. The kicker and the holder were both wearing 14.
So the Jackets hold a big defensive stand. 3:11 to go in the first half. Denison up 15-7. It has come in bunches tonight. It started slow. Greenville got it going. The Jackets exploded back. Greenville has threatened. Denison has threatened, and we stand 15-7 with 3:11 left in half number 1.
What the Jackets need is about a 3-minute drive right here.
And this is going to be a handoff. This is Polk running to the right side. He has a block in the corner. 25, lowers the shoulder and gets out near the 30-yard line. It should be very close to a first down. It is Anthony Coleman on the stop. It's going to be right on the marker. And let's check with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Jason, is he short?
About 1.5 yards.
1.5 yards. What that'll do is take some time off this clock. But Denison don't want to take too much time because they want to get down there and score before this thing runs out.
Robertson in the backfield. split backs for Denison, and it's going to be a toss. This is Robertson. It's going to be Means, rather. He's got the first down and more as he got out near the 40-yard line. Means was lined up as the left halfback in that or left fullback in that offset eye look, and it was kind of a funny-looking toss to him. As Robertson headed right, Means stutter-stepped, waited, then took the toss from the quarterback, and he has the first down.
Gain of about 10 yards there. 2:31 is where the clock stands before they start winding it. 15-7, Denison up on top right before halftime here. There is a player down, so there is a stall in action.
With a key showdown if Denison wins here, coming with McKinney North next week. This is going to be a reverse. Marcus Davis breaks a tackle. 35, 40, still going to the 45 and tackled around the 48-yard line. The Jackets coaching staff with offensive coordinator Racy Guess mixing it up nicely in the first half. It is going to be second down and a short one for the Jackets. 1:59 to go in the half.
Devin Royal making the stop for the Lions, and that was a kind of a new wrinkle, as you say. Kind of one of those trick plays that Coach Brown was talking about earlier in the week.
Jackets have it second down and short. This is going to be Robertson getting the handoff, running right, stumbling, still going to the 50, 45, lowers the shoulder, ran over a Greenville Lion and pounds his way to the 42 to another Denison first down. 1:39 to go in the half. They'll stop the clock to set the chains and then crank it again.
Anthony Coleman is the young man who got ran over by the C-Rob bus. 42-yard line is where the ball rests in Lion territory. 1:39 left to go before halftime. Clock is rolling. 15-7, Denison on top.
Denison with a new set of downs from the 43. They have 2 timeouts remaining and a 15-7 lead, and they would like nothing more than to score going into the locker room as they deferred their option to the second half. This is going to be a play action. Crawley is going to throw, and it's a great catch at the 36-yard line. What a terrific grab for the Yellow Jackets. Chad Roberts, as he came over the middle, it was thrown a little in front of him, and he leapt for it.
Even more beautiful than the catch was the play fake by Will Crawley. He stood there alone for about 2 seconds with the ball by his hip, defenders around him everywhere, and he had it out and threw it out, made a nice pass to Roberts.
This is going to be 2nd and 6. Robertson heading left, and he's going to be tackled as he crossed the 35. He's going to be near the first down marker, perhaps a yard short. The Jackets probably will burn a timeout here with 47 seconds to go, and they will do so. Field goal attempt was blocked, and with 47 seconds to go, that's where we stand, 15-7. From the shotgun, Crawley drops the ball. He's going to have to tuck it up and run, and he's got nowhere to go. Buried at the 40. It was a low snap from Gary Wetz, and Crawley, I don't know if he took his eye off it or what, but it was just a little bit below where he expected it, and it will be a loss back to the 41-yard line, and Denison burns its last time out with 33 seconds to go. It is going to be 4th down and 9. 0 out of 6 in 4th down conversions for the Jackets this season.
How about this? Jackets are going to go for it at their own, the Lion 41-yard line. Two receivers to the right side.
Maybe a half-back pass here from Robertson. We'll see. He'll be right next to Crawley. Crawley back to pass. He's going to loft it up. He's throwing it downfield. It's going to be picked off at the 18-yard line. The return man coming down the far sideline and corralled out of bounds around the 37-yard line with 24 seconds to go. Only the 3rd time this season that Will Crawley has been picked off. Not sure what he was thinking there. He threw it right behind his intended receiver, and the Greenville Lion defender, Kenton Pitts, was right there waiting on it.
Yeah, and he, like Robertson early in the first quarter, could have played center field as he was right there and with really no challenge to intercept the football. And almost the same spot as Robertson intercepted it a moment ago.
So after the interception earlier in the game and 2 near fumbles for the Lions, Denison has committed its first miscue of the night in the turnover department. And the Lions have it 1st and 10 from the 36 with 24 seconds to go in the half. They're down 15-7. Simpson in the shotgun. He's back to pass. Pressure comes. He's slung down, and he'll be sacked the 3rd time tonight. Benny Rhodes gets it, and I believe that's his 2nd sack of the night.
Well, Malcolm Allen was right there as well. Both of them kind of doing double duty. 11 seconds on the clock.
And that's the absolute standout 5A defending state champ. And also in the last half of the game against Ryder, where Denison took a 42-6 lead into the locker room and coasted. Eliminate those 6 quarters, and the numbers are just a little bit better. This is going to be a handoff. Jackson, he is going to break a tackle. He's still going to the 40, and he's tripped up at the 45-yard line on what will be very close to the final play of the half. No timeouts remaining for the Lions. It is not a first down. The clock, well, they're going to give him a first down.
It is a first down. The clocks will still be running. It's 2-1, and now the end of the half.
And that is going to do it, 15-7. Wait a minute. The official is, he has waved the half off. The Lions are arguing vehemently that they threw the ball down to the turf. Coach Sedberry having to get between one of his assistants and the official. Now he's arguing. It'll be Davis, Hines, and Robertson back for the Yancey Cable One kickoff. And it is going to be a kick taken by Hines at the 21. Looks for blockers. He's going to go to the 30. Stiff arms his way to the 34. Still going. And he's to the 35. Nice, nifty job by Hines on the return that time. And Anthony Hines gets up, heads to the sideline. So Corey Robertson gets the start, 15-7. As we start the second half of play after the Cable One kickoff. Denison 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
And Denison on top, 15-7.
We'll remind you of the starting offensive line. Josh Prado, Vinny Rhodes, Gary Wetz, Robert Hoogstra, and Matt Jones up front. And we'll give you the rest of the Yellow Jacket starters in a moment. Two tight set. And an offset eye look, a man in motion, and this is going to be a handoff inside. Polk breaks the line, and he had a chance to go for a long way. He was tripped up at the 40. Travis Lee, the man that the homecoming queen, tripped him up and kept him from King. Excuse me, kept him from going a long way.
I hope they can't reach our signal in Greenville, Texas.
Not too.
And Travis Lee's family listening. We call him the homecoming queen.
My apologies. I guess I had the Austin College pulled that a few years ago. This is an offset eye look. Robertson first carry of the half. He's going to weave his way to the 45, and he's going to be close, perhaps just shy of the first down marker.
You know, the key to the thing about the first half was Denison's defense was out there for so long, and this sounds kind of weird, but part of the problem is Denison was scoring too fast. They'd get the ball 2 plays and 76 yards and put their defense right back on the field. Sounds kind of weird, but if Denison could have taken a little bit longer to score, would have helped them out a little bit.
Rest of the starters for you: Josh Vaughn, the tight end, Chad Robertson, Micah Hudgens splitting time at wide out along with Jeremy Kimbrell, Chad Price, and Roberts. In the backfield is Polk, Means, and Robertson. This is going to be an offset eye. Robertson gets it, heading left. He's got the first down, still going, crosses the 50 into Greenville Lion territory. The third down conversion of the night for the Yellow Jackets, if you can believe that, with a 15-7 lead. We've got 10:45 to go in the third, and the Jackets up by 8.
Denison moving left to right on the radio dial. That was just a toss sweep to the far side, to the left side of the offensive line. Robertson running behind Vincent Rhodes and company and really plowed his way for a couple of yards, enough for the first down just across the midfield stripe in between the 49 and the 50-yard line.
Jackets come quickly to the line. Polk and Robertson in the offset eye look. This is going to be a deep handoff. Robertson tripped, still going, got to the 47 before he couldn't regain his balance for the final time. It'll be a gain of 3 on first down, so second down and 7 upcoming. Robertson had a big first half, and he's picked up about 10, maybe 12 yards here on this drive.
Denison looking to just pound it out here. Nothing fancy, no big plays here. Just toss sweeps and power dives and belly traps right up the middle.
Polk and Robertson, straight eye look, one man wide to the right on second down and 7. This is a handoff to the fullback, Polk. He is going to run up into the pile and squirts his way up to the 43-yard line. It'll be third down and short. Denison with their first third down conversion a moment ago. The troops will be called upon to do it yet again.
They've already taken about 3 minutes off the 2.5 minutes off the clock. This is a big third down. Denison just pounding it away, not even attempting to throw a pass. they're going to say, Greenville, you're going to have to stop us on the run.
Hudgens to the near side, 2 tight set, offset I, 3rd down and 3. It's going to be Crawley, quarterback bootleg. He's got the first down and more to the 35. Nice call to the 30-yard line as the senior QB. He was roughed up earlier, but he bounces back on that run, and he's got a Yellow Jacket first down.
That was a great 13-yard run, a magnificent call by Bob Brown and his coordinator, Racy Guess. It was a quarterback draw. He
faked it to Rob.
He fakes it. Yeah, he did fake it up the middle and then stood there for a second, turned out to the outside to the far sideline.
Offset I, a man in motion. That's going to be Vinny Rhodes in motion. This is Robertson. Hines to the 35, looking for blockers to the 20, 15. Rhodes running down the sideline and out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. How about that? Vinny Rhodes in motion. He says, hey, Anthony, latch onto my belt loop and I'll take you to the house.
They're going to mark him down at the 8-yard line, give him a 22-yard carry for Anthony Hines. We'll see who checks into the ball game now. If Mr. C-Rob will check into the game, we'll check here, and I believe he does.
It's been a nice job of the 1-2 punch by the Yellow Jackets. Shock and awe, C-Rob, too, is back in the game. 1st and goal from the 8. Offset I look. Toss to Robertson. Running to the right. Crawley blocking in front. Robertson is upended out of bounds. Lost the ball as he hit the ground out of bounds. He goes out at the 4, so 2nd and goal 4. And you know what? Vinny Rhodes gave Hines a big block. Will Crawley gave C-Rob, too, a big block there.
Will Crawley, not the only blocker in front. Scooter Means also was there. The ball's going to rest in between the 4 and the 3, closer to the 3, so give him a 5-yard gain. It is now 2nd and goal from the 3-yard line.
Jackets power I, 2 tight set, looking to expand their lead. Crawley calls for the ball, tosses Robertson. He runs behind his blocker, stick it in the end zone, put it on the scoreboard. Touchdown Denison, 8:57 to go in the 3rd quarter, and Robertson has touchdown number 2 on the night.
This will be interesting to see what we talked about right before the halftime ended, if this can break the back of the Greenville Lions. A long drive, took 3 minutes off the clock. Now they're ready for the extra point.
Well, Jackets have already gone for 2 once, and C-Rob 2 got it. Now they'll break the swing and gate formation as Fink prepares for the Grimes snap. Farley on to try to extend the Jacket lead as Fink calls for the football. Good snap. Hold is down. Farley's got the kick on the way, and it is no good. He drifted it wide to the left, and Farley has missed for only the 2nd time this season on a PAT. He was 24 of 25 coming in tonight. He's now 1 out of 2 rather, and Denison is back at 21-7. Timeout. We're back after this. Yellow Jacket timeout. Jackson, Irvin, and Jackson will be the trio back deep for the Lions on the Cable One kickoff. 8:57 to go in the 3rd. We'll give you a Cable One or a American Bank of Texas Drive recap quickly, Monte.
Well, let's go ahead and do this. It was 9 plays, 65 yards, took 3 minutes and 3 seconds off the clock. Will it be a backbreaker? We'll find out. 3-yard touchdown for Roberts, who scored 21-7 after Nathan missed the PAT.
And on the Cable One kickoff, Farley's going to squib it down the field. Going to be taken by Jackson. Bobbles it at the 12. Comes up to the 15, 20. Looking for daylight. Squirts through. And he's to the 20. Still going. Look out. He may be gone. He's going to go to the house. Farley has turned the wrong way. Jackson's going to run inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in the end zone for the Lions. No backbreaker. An 86-yard touchdown return. And just like that, the Lions climb right back in it.
He had a couple of men beat. Farley was the only man that could save it. He got turned around at the 20, and Jackson strolls in. He had plenty of blockers. It was about a 3-on-1 on Farley. Jackson strolls by him at the 20 and rolls into the end zone. 21-13 now as Greenville answers right back, awaiting the PAT.
And Vine's on. He's going to kick it. It is going to be short, but just over the crossbar. It limped over the crossbar, and the Lions have answered right back. 21-14, 8:43 to go in the 3rd quarter. We're back after this timeout.
Chris Yancey to kick off for Greenville. 6-yard line. Tackle made there by number 33, Jermaine Brown. From the 36, gets out number 41, Denison, first down.
And he's not.
Roberts will split wide to the right. Robertson in the backfield along with Mario Polk. This is going to be a deep handoff. Robertson running to the left, cut it back inside, and is tripped up as he crossed the 45. He gets out to the 48-yard line, so a pickup of about 7 yards on his first carry, giving him 139. And, you know, 139 would be a great night for some tailbacks. For Corey this season, with already 4 200-yard games, that's just a good first half. He could be on his way maybe to a 5th 200-yard game if he can get another good run or two.
Remember, he's only had one game where he did not have 200, and that's where he had 193.
He'll get a chance to add to it here. Heading left, looking for blocks to the 50, and that block shut down quickly, but he got the first down as he got into Greenville territory at the 48. Matt Jones leading the way.
Well, Matt Jones was leading the way. He was way out there on the left side. Robertson trying to find that seam behind him, but just got trapped up a little bit. Although did gain about 5 yards and got across the midfield stripe to about the 47-yard line into Greenville territory.
7:55 and counting in the third quarter. It's been an electrifying second half. Denison with a very solid opening drive to take a 21-7 lead after the botched PAT, and Greenville came right back and responded with an 86-yard TD on the return. This is a handoff to the fullback. Polk to the 40, looking for daylight. 35, trying to get around the corner and stiff-arming his way inside the 30-yard line. He'll be ridden out of bounds at the 28-yard line.
He was trying to get a block from Chad Roberts at about the 30. Roberts was trying to mess around there with the wide receiver or actually the safety back there and trying to block him and shield him away from Polk, but he wasn't able to do it, and he rode him out of bounds. But it was a nice run by Polk, so give him good yardage down to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, they're going to say the 27, not the 28. Robertson remains the I-back. Scooter Means checks in as the fullback. Robertson toss left, trying to find a block from his quarterback. He's got it. He's to the 20. He's to the 15. He's to the 10. Stick it in the end zone. Put it on the scoreboard. Touchdown, Denison.
And give it to Will Crawley with the great block at the 20-yard line. Took out the defensive end, and he went strolling by for 27 yards. 7:25 left to go in the third quarter. Denison now on top, 27-14, awaiting the PAT.
And the Jackets may go for two here. We'll see. They're in the swinging gate. And now Fink is going to break it. And they are, well, I thought he was going to line up in shotgun, but he's going to go down to the knee. They're going to have to hurry as we get to 10 seconds on the play clock. Fink goes to the knee. Farley on trying to add a PAT after missing a moment ago. Snap is down. Kick is on the way. It is a line drive, but it's good. And Denison has extended its lead again to 14, 28-14, 7:25 left in the third. We're back after this Denison High School timeout. We're back for the Cable One kickoff. A squibber to the far sideline, going to be taken by an up man at the 25, up to the 30, 35, and he's slung to the turf at the 34. He had actually made it, I think, out near the 35 before he's brought down, and Desmond Baker on the stop.
Mr. Special Teams Player of the Year. Let's do an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap. 4 plays, 60 yards. You almost wish Denison could take another 8 plays to score each time. 118 is what it took off the clock, and it was capped off by a 27-yard touchdown by Corey Robertson. Brings our new score after the PAT. 28-14, 7:20 left to go. Denison on top in Greenville, Texas tonight.
Well, can the Jackets stop the Lions and begin to pull away a little bit? We'll see. A very key drive for both teams. Denison back up by 14. Simpson from the shotgun. He's back to throw. Throws on first down. It's incomplete. It was a hot route. Robertson was going for the hit. He might have had a chance for the interception had he been looking up. It falls incomplete. And I'm going to tell you what, that was a scary play because the receiver had the inside move on the defender out there, Marcus Davis.
We've had 3 touchdowns in a minute and a half of scoring so far, in 3 minutes here. And that was Greenville's first play of offense for the second half.
And if the ball was on the money, it was a touchdown because he had 2 steps on Marcus Davis. Second down and 10, though, after the incompletion. Denison showing blitz. Now they're coming. Simpson running the option, pitching Jackson coming near side. He's to the 35, spins to the 40, and down at the 42-yard line near the first down marker. It's going to be right on the marker, and I think he's going to have just enough. Now they're actually going to back up about a half foot, so it's going to be third down and very short for the Lions.
Well, I was very curious there because he got a very healthy spot initially, and they finally backed it up to where I thought he had gone down at about the 42, in between the 42 and 43.
3rd and 1 for the Lions. Denison leading 28-14, 6:43 to go in the third. Lynn, Burkhead, Monte Walker, and the crew. Simpson in the shotgun, Jackson to his right, and he's going to hand it off. Jackson, here comes the blitz. He's hit behind the line, and he's going to be tackled for a big loss back to the 38-yard line. Jackson was hit for a 1-yard loss, tried to bounce off and go right. He was driven back even further. It should be 4th down.
Well, it should be. Marcus Davis was right there, but I believe Bill Bates, Nathan Farley is the guy who made the big hit in the backfield. They're going to mark it at the 42, which would be well short of the first down.
Well, they're going to say that his forward progress got there, but this is a huge 4th down play. 4th and a little more than 1 to go. Simpson up under center. 2 receivers near side. Jackson behind him. 1 receiver to the right. He's going to hand it off. Jackson runs ahead and has the first down. He's tripped up at the 43, falls to the 45, and that's more than enough.
What a gutsy call by Marvin Sedberry at their own 42-yard line. If he doesn't get that first down, this ball game could be over quickly if Denison could score on that possession there, because they were only 42 yards away.
Well,
very gutsy.
That could have worked out, but it does not, as Jackson gets 3 yards and gets the first down. So the Lions with a new set of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 45. Denison showing the blitz look. This is going to be a handoff. Jackson, he's tripped and still rumbles for another 2 or 3 yards. He is very, very tough to bring down. Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. It's been tough sledding up the middle tonight for the Jacket D.
It really has, and if you look back, though, it has been tough sledding for the Jacket D. That has been the one weakness of this defense all year long, has been hits up the middle. Once they got past the initial line of scrimmage, it was tough to stock opposing runners when they went dead center.
4 wide out look. Simpson flanked by Jackson. That's Tristan Jackson, rather, to the right. Simpson high snap, hit blitz coming, and he's going to limp ahead to the 49-yard line. They'll say his knee hit there, and it brings up 3rd down and long. On the night in 3rd down conversions, the Lions not very successful, only 2 out of 9.
Well, Vincent Rhodes was the big key on that play, stuffing him right there at the 50-yard line. The ball rests on the midfield stripe.
Kent Davis is really throwing the dice and blitzing an awful lot. Do you do it here on 3rd down and 5?
Why not?
It's worked all night. We'll see if that's what the Jackets do. They do not show a blitz look right now. Now they do. Here they come, and it's going to be a toss-up. It's going to be incomplete. Could be intercepted, and it is! At the 30-yard line, Marcus Davis gets pick number 4 of the 2003 season. It was a jump ball at the 30, and Davis won.
Well, you pick on him all night, and after a while, he'll pick on you. Interception, Marcus Davis at the 30-yard line. It was a jump ball. The ball was not anywhere close to the receiver in stride. It was very short. Both he and the receiver turned around, made a jump ball out of it. Marcus Davis wins.
2nd interception of the night. And you know what, Monte, that is the 13th interception of the season, and I think that's more than last season and the season before combined. Amazing defensive play by the corners and the men deep. This is an offset look. Handoff to the fullback. Poke. He's got a hole. 40, 45. Poke to the 50. 40, 35. Poke to the 30. To the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. And he's got to the end zone. Stick it in the end zone. Put it on the scoreboard. 70 yards. Super Mario to the house.
He has no quit in him. He has no quit. He gets down to the 10-yard line. They were trying to bring him down, and he shuffles out the 4-yard line, kept shuffling, and dove into the end zone in the near corner. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets.
What a run by the senior fullback. We call him Super Mario, and he displayed why that time as he would not quit, fought his way the final 10 yards to the pylon, and has a 70-yard touchdown run, and Denison has extended their lead 34-14, and now they might think about going for two. They will. Fink, it is a two-point conversion. It is Robertson running to the pylon. He's got it. 36-14. Denison beginning to pull away in a key District 11 4A matchup. We're back after this Yellow Jacket timeout.
American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap. One play, 70 yards, Mario Polk, Super Mario, if you will. It was a 70-yard touchdown, and it was a great ending to that touchdown as he would not give up. The Jackets get a two-point conversion, now lead 36-14 in Greenville, Texas, at TA Cotton Ford Stadium. Mario Polk, hey, how about this? He's gone over the 100-yard mark.
Yep, Cable 1 kickoff taken by Jackson at the 21. Up the field, spun down at the 32-yard line. The Yellow Jackets right there. Desmond Baker yet again.
Desmond Baker, we call him the special teams hero of the season, and there he is again.
Well, Marvin Sedbury said coming into the game today, he said we've got to hold Denison under 200 yards rushing. That hasn't worked out. Polk, 134. Corey Robertson, 171. They haven't even held Denison under 300, and we've still got a healthy amount of time left in this game.
Sure do, and the defense has been giving a lot of rest here in the second half, which they didn't get any in the first half. Greenville's only had the ball one time, and here they are on their second possession starting at the 32.
388 yards rushing for the Jackets. Wow. This is Simpson back to pass. He's going to throw the home run ball, has a man, and he dropped it at the 30-yard line.
He was wide open, and he caught it at the 27 and dropped it at the same time. Bradley Reed. That ball was thrown perfectly. He jumped out in front of the secondary. He has 9 catches for 238 yards and 5 touchdowns tonight, or in this season. But it's all for naught tonight because that was 6 points, but he didn't haul it in.
Don't go to the fridge, folks. That's how fast these two teams are scoring, and it's what you would expect.
Simpson came into the game with 9 touchdowns on the season. That's a lot.
Deep handoff, Jackson coming left and spun back inside. That's Irvin, rather, and he's tackled for a gain of perhaps 1. 3rd and long coming up, 3:57 to go in the third. Denison leading 36-14 on Katy Country.
Wow, that was one of those that could have changed this football game, Lynn.
Well, it is absolutely not over with by any stretch with 3:50 to go in the third and the second leading offensive team of the district on the field. District 11 4A, they check the defenses at the door, I guess. Simpson, he looks right now. He's going to flush, come out of the pocket, spun down. It's not going to be a sack because it was about a yard beyond the line of scrimmage. They've already gotten to him 3 times tonight, nearly did there as Jesse Dixon makes the stop.
Well, Jesse Dixon and Bryce Woolard. Woolard being the last one to get off the pile. Nice job there. Now Woolard will check out. Malcolm Allen checks back in.
Brandon Ward to punt. Greenville has taken a kickoff return, 86 to the house. That was Tristan Jackson. And now Hines and Robertson. Robertson took a punt return, 65. Brandon Ward on, and he will punt it away. It is a line drive kick. It's going to take a Greenville hop. Denison will scurry away from it, and it will be killed after a small Greenville roll around the 31.
Good job by Corey Robertson screaming, get away from the ball. Get away, because Brad Aday was very close. And once he heard that, he took off sprinting away from the ball because he had his back towards it.
Robertson with 171 yards rushing on 15 carries and 3 touchdowns tonight. The 200-yard watch is on. He is 29 yards away from his 4th 200-yard game in 6 starts.
And 29 yards could come at any given moment.
It would be his 5th. His 5th if he gets it. It's going to be a handoff to Robertson, and there's a flag down thrown from the back judge. That probably may be holding against Denison as Robertson picked up a yard.
Well,
check that. It's Anthony Hines that was on the carry.
Well, it was about a 2-yard gain, and it is a holding call, so that'll put the ball way back at the 20-yard line. So not a good start for Denison on this possession. Well, they'll start 1st and 20.
You alluded to this several times in the first half and in the early going of this half. The thing you want to start doing now, you've expanded your lead a little bit. and you've kind of taken Greenville out of their game plan. Now you want to grind the clock.
Take momentum. Take the momentum and pound it out. Denison has the type of football team, if they get a lead, they can really pound out that clock and take it to the house. They need to start doing that now.
We're going to check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man in just a moment. See what the mood on the Jacket sideline is with 2:40 to go in the third. Offset eye look. Hines will dot the I. This is the handoff to Polk, and he's not going to go 70 to the house this time. They got the trap that time as they trapped Polk for a short gain. On the stop was Justin Fisher and company. Jason, our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man, it seems like right now maybe everybody taking a breather.
Well, to some extent, it's nervous anticipation is how I would describe the mood on the sideline. The fans, cheerleaders, and the pep squad pretty excited. The players just kind of nervous.
Certainly plenty of time left. A huge matchup. This is going to be Will Crawley on the busted play. He's going to be out to the 20. It was not a bust, rather. He faked the handoff to Hines up the middle and then tried to peel out to the left. Play worked to perfection earlier in the game. Not that time. It's 3rd and long.
Yeah, it was a great call on 3rd down earlier in the football game where he kind of bootlegged out with nobody around him, got the 1st down. This time, they had it snuffed out, and he only gets about 2 yards.
Well, the Lions appear to have dialed the Denison's number on this possession. 3rd and 17, of course. The holding penalty started Denison off in the hole. 3rd and 17 from the 22. This is going to be play action. Crawley trying to sell the screen. He's got a man and overthrew him, and he had blockers in front.
There were several guys in traffic there as the ball came floating through. I'm not sure if several receivers were bunched together and they didn't know which one should catch it.
Well, in Crawley's defense, he had a lot of heat coming up the middle on Glenn Fisher.
Well, that's kind of the design of that play. The lineman let the defensive lineman go in order to set up the screen.
Well, the Lions will probably, do they put the return on or do they go for the block? Looks like they've got the return on as they'll send Jackson and Jackson around the 40. Vaughn will stand at his 9-yard line. Grimes to snap. 1:26 to go in the third. Denison up. High snap. Vaughn had to hurry. He's going to have to hurry to get it off, and he is tripped. No flag. No flag. A short kick takes a hop for the Lions at the 41, back to the 35. Vaughn is hurt.
Well, he ran into, it has to be running into the kicker or some kind of call. There's no flag. Vaughn is still on the ground. If it's blocked, however, I guess there's no flag, but Vaughn is still in agony on the ground at the 10-yard line.
And Jason on the sideline, our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man, the coaches, are they unhappy about that?
Oh, yeah, well, that's an understatement of the night. They're not happy at all. They're going back now to talk to the deep snapper for the Yellow Jackets to say, hey, you've got to get that ball down. That's what happens when you get that snap back too high to our punter.
Good point.
Big opportunity for the Lions to climb back in it. Jackson coming left, tripped from behind, and he loses a half step. 2nd and long coming up. It is Jesse Dixon and Pareto combining on the stop there.
Well, both Pareto and Jesse Dixon have done a nice job here in the second half, as early on in the game they were having a lot of trouble stopping that inside trap, an inside dive.
Josh Pareto, the 6'2", 215 junior, 25 tackles coming in. He adds another one there, and Jesse Dixon having a nice evening as well. 2nd, nearly 11. Simpson from the shotgun. He's going to run it to the near side. Quarterback draw. He's going to be tackled around the 30-yard line, a gain of about 6. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go. The Lions trailing 36-14, 32 seconds and counting in the third quarter.
Just inside the 30-yard line, Corey Robertson drags him down at the 29. And this, my friends, is going to be an interesting play right here.
It will be an interesting play. Well, I can tell you that Doc Fisher not looking at anything but Vaughn's ankle, so it appears to be an ankle situation, and we'll try to get an update. This is 3rd down and 4. Simpson in the shotgun. He's going to hand it off. This is Irvin, big hole to the 25, 15, and loses the ball inside the 15. Denison may have recovered, and they do!
Marcus Davis comes up with the ball at the 14-yard line. Oh, the defense just saved the Yellow Jackets. Corey Robertson caused it. Marcus Davis recovered it, and the Jackets will take over at their own 14.
Well, we've talked about it a lot, gentlemen. The turnover ratio. An absolutely outstanding plus 15 for Denison coming into tonight. They've got 3 turnovers now. The quarter has expired. We're heading to the 4th stanza. They call it Jacket Quarter in Denison, Texas. We'll find out if it is tonight. 36-14, the Jackets in the lead. We're back after this timeout. Robertson gets the handoff, heading right, 25 to the 20 as we come back to play to begin the 4th quarter. And he'll pick up 6 yards and continue his march toward the 200-yard mark. Denison with a 36-14 lead as we begin the final stanza.
In on the stop, number 68, Justin Fisher. Also number 26, Glenn Fisher. 2nd down, 3.
Robertson on 2nd and short. He lowers his shoulder, gets near the marker, and he may have picked up the 4 yards he needed, and I believe he has.
This is brought to you by Cotton Patch. You're going to have to dial 903-465-6200.
Well,
we want to know what the school record is for interceptions, and if you get it right, you're going to Cotton Patch to have dinner for 2.
33, Jamel Brown.
Guys,
903-465-6200.
And that's the record for the squad, not a player.
hey, speaking of getting it right, Jason, they're measuring. Is he going to get it?
Yes, he does have the first down. I hope.
Oh, Deadeye there called it by half yard.
And he got it.
Monte, we've got some scores to update.
Sulphur Springs on top of Sherman, 38-14. Surprise, surprise. Sulphur Springs may be licking their wounds a little bit. Paris in a struggle and a battle against McKinney North in a scoring fest. McKinney North on top, 33-28.
Speaking of battles, 36-14, the Jackets winning this one in the 4th. Robertson, the short I-back, he gets the handoff, and Crawley on the quarterback keeper as he pulled it out of Robertson's gut, snuck around the right end, and picked up 3 or 4 tough yards, and you're really into the grinded-out mode now, aren't you?
Yeah, you really are. 10:54 and rolling in this football game. Corey Robertson, 17 carries for 182 yards, needs 12 for that magical 200-yard barrier. The 3 touchdowns are key. Those have been just enormous for the Yellow Jackets. And one, his greatest run of the night, he didn't even score on, a 72-yarder early in the game.
Robertson in the offset eye look, and it's going to be a reverse. Marcus Davis at 25 to the 30, still going to the 40, still rumbling to the 45.
Well, Marcus Davis has some wheels now. Looks like he was shot out of a cannon, and he goes all the way up to the 45-yard line.
He reminds me of the late Raymond Wilson, who played the wingback position in Jimmy Brooks' offense back in 1984. Raymond had several key wingback reverses for touchdowns in Denison State Championship run. Marcus Davis with a key run there.
Well, he has some speed that we really didn't give him credit for early in the season until we saw that.
Straight eye look, deep handoff. Robertson running left, plowing through the line up to the 55 more yards as he relentlessly pursues his 5th 200-yard rushing performance of the 2003 season. Remember, he set out one game with the ankle injury, and he was pulled with 7 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter against Samuel with 193.
Just under the 10-minute mark left to go in this football game. Denison on top, 36-14, trying to chew up this clock and chew up this Lion defense.
Shock will spell all. Hines is the I-back. He's running right on the toss, looking for a block to the 50, flag down as he got to the first down marker, and that's thrown by the back judge, and once again, you got to think it's coming back against the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, it'll either probably more than likely be holding against the Jackets, and what that does is bring them back about 10 yards, and we'll see what the call is, and it is holding on Denison.
Wow. The Wizard, his pin smoking, Monty. Look at those rushing numbers.
426 yards rushing by the Yellow Jackets in tonight's football game. No secret to the offense. Just run them and run right over you.
Well, Marvin Sedbury wanted to hold them under 200, and they've doubled that and more. The penalty is going to be marked off back inside the 40 to the 39, and it will set up 2nd down at about 13 and a half one positive out of that is it ran a little bit more time off the clock.
Well, the clock is still rolling, 9:27.
Only the second penalty of the night for Denison. Hines is the I-back. Kimbrell to the near side. Polk is the fullback. This is going to be Crawley. He's pulling it out, running to the right. He can't get around the last guy he needed to run for a little bit of daylight. Kenton Pitts stops him, and Crawley might have been able to run close to the first down marker had he gotten by that last man, but he couldn't do it. Third down and long coming up. Clock cranking. 9 minutes even to go in the game. Denison up 36-14.
Big third down play here. You would like to see the Jackets convert here and wear some more of this clock out as it's down to 8:50 and counting. This is big. You might see the draw play here, or maybe even the swing pass.
Polk and Hines. This is a play action. It is going to be Crawley throwing it downfield. The receiver bumping and grinding, but out of bounds, and it's incomplete.
Crawley took a shot at the very end of that play, and some of the Yellow Jackets were complaining that it was a late hit, but it was Travis Lee,
the homecoming king.
Homecoming king is the guy who was guilty of hitting Crawley a little bit late.
Robert Hoekstra, the backup punter, in for Vaughn. He only has one punt on the season, but it was a dandy, a 45-yarder. And he will stand at the 26-yard line. One man back deep for the Lions. That will be Tristan Jackson. A flag before this one can get underway. There was enough time on the play clock, so that's not it. And we'll wait and check the marker. Check it. It's Adrian Jackson back deep.
Yeah, I believe it is. A legal substitution against Greenville. That'll move the ball up a little bit. Give Robert Hoekstra a little bit more yards here to try to pin them in that deep in their own territory.
We'll check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man in a moment.
Well, they had too many guys on the field as one of them is running off right now. Daniel Smith is trying to head to the sidelines and does before they snap the ball here.
Again, Hoekstra in for the injured Josh Vaughn. We'll get an update on Vaughn in a moment from our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. He's got ice on the ankle, so that's probably it for the junior tight end tonight. Hoekstra standing at the 31. Grimes, good snap. He's got to hurry to get it off, but he does. And it is a high, wobbly kick. It's going to bounce at the 30, takes a Greenville roll, and will be killed at the 34. No chance for a return. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Denison Yellow Jacket football on the Next Media Radio Network. A huge, huge series, Monte, coming up for the Jacket defense.
Well, Greenville has had the ball only 4 possessions this second half, and they've turned it over half of those.
Simpson standing in the shotgun. Irvin will flank him to the left on first down. He's coming to the near side, has Tristan Jackson. 35, looks for blocks to the 40, bounces off one tackle and gets out to the 45 and has a first down.
Well, it was a nice job by the Greenville offensive line, doing some great blocking out on the side as they trapped Nathan Farley. Kind of got blocked up in there.
Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline man. Looks like Mr. Vaughn's done for the night.
I would say so. It looks like an ankle sprain of some kind with the amount of ice that Duck has on that ankle, and it is up and immobilized at this time.
8:17 and counting in the fourth quarter. Denison leading 36-14. Greenville trying to mount a comeback. Blitz look by the Jackets. Handoff inside Irvin. Breaks a tackle at the line to the 50. He's running to the 45 and hauled down from behind at the 42. Means got him, or Means came on a blitz and missed him.
Well, Anthony Hines finally dragged him down at the 42-yard line. Hines was in full sprint trying to catch him. A lot of these guys are on the track team, and they have great speed, but Hines, if you remember, runs a 4.4. He has great speed also and tracked him down running vertical.
Remember, Irvin was heading toward the end zone earlier in the second half when he fumbled inside the 15. He appears to be the speediest of the backs. This is an option, quarterback option. Simpson breaking tackles to the 40, 35, still going to the 30 and hauled down at the 28. So 3 consecutive runs and 3 consecutive first downs for the Lions.
Corey Robertson and Bryce Woolard there to make the stop finally inside the 30-yard line at the 27, or 28 rather. So Greenville knocking on the door here with 7:42 left to go, down 36-14 in their own backyard.
Clock is winding, 7:39. Denison cannot have it wind fast enough. The Lions hope it winds as slow as possible as they try to mount a comeback. They're deep in Jacket territory at the 29. Simpson from the gun. He's going to throw over the middle. Has a man caught in stride. It's Jackson, breaks tackles to the 9-yard line.
Well, there was a big hit there between Corey Robertson and another defender by the Yellow Jackets. They tried to sandwich him, but they both hit each other as he I believe it was Marcus Davis. Now the receiver, Tristan Jackson. Oh, actually, I'm told it was DQ Roden.
Hey, 2 Jackets shaken up on that play. Mario Polk one, Marcus Davis the other.
Well, Corey Robertson really smashed Marcus Davis. They were trying to sandwich DQ Roden, but he went underneath the hit, and the Yellow Jackets ended up hitting each other. And Marcus Davis was down for quite a while. Now he's up and walking to the sidelines as they bring Matt Fink over to play cornerback as he leaves.
Bryce Woolard getting the call for the injured Josh Vaughn at the right defensive spot. It will be 1st and goal Greenville. Clock running, 7:20. They're at the Denison 9. Denison crowding the line. This is a handoff. Irvin running ahead. He's into the end zone, and the Lions have taken a step toward a comeback. 8 yards out, Irvin scores, and Denison really unable to find an answer on that drive, and Greenville has tightened it. 36-16 is the Jacket lead, the PAT to come.
Well, that was straight up the middle. You got to look at Jesse Dixon and some of those guys up front.
Well, that's where the damage has been done all night by Greenville.
All night, right up the middle.
And Irvin virtually untouched into the end zone that time. This is going to be a PAT attempt on the way, and it is good. Christopher Yancey is on for the PAT, and it's good. And the lead for Denison, 36-21. Don't go anywhere. 7:13 to go in this game. We're back in a moment. We're back. T.A. Cotton Ford Memorial Stadium in what was a 22-point Denison lead, now slightly less.
So an American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap. Quentin Irvin just scored on a 6-yard touchdown for the Greenville Lions. It took them 5 plays and 66 yards to get there. They're trying to mount a comeback with 7:13 left to go in this football game in Greenville. Denison on top, 36-21.
Vines on the Cable One kickoff. Denison expecting perhaps an onside attempt. Only 2 men back deep. That's Robertson and Hines, and Vines is going to bang it. And it's going to be taken. Actually, it's going to be Robertson seeing it go through the back of the end zone for a touchback. He tried to come over and grab it on the hop. It took a strange hop on this turf and went out of the back of the end zone. So Denison starts 1st and 10 from the 20. 7:13 to go in the game, and it's just simple, folks. Denison has a 15-point lead, but it's a precarious one. They've got to string together a few first downs.
Yeah, because Greenville's going to start throwing the football a lot in the latter part of this football game, and as you can tell on that last drive, they can do it pretty well. First things first, you'd like to see about a 5-minute drive or a 6 or 7-minute drive even to go about 80 yards. 80 yards if you're a Yellow Jacket fan.
This is a handoff. Mario Polk running right on the trap, and he bangs his way across the 25 to the 26, almost to the 27-yard line.
That's going to bring up a 2nd down and about 4 coming up for the first down as the clock is still winding. And you'll watch this Yellow Jacket team try to chew this clock up as we're now under 7 minutes.
How valuable is it, Monte, to be able to pound the fullback with a guy like Robertson back there? You know they're keying on him.
It's extremely important, especially when you don't throw the football a whole lot. You have to have some counterbalance to Robertson, and if it's your fullback and they have 400 yards this season, sounds like that's what they're doing.
More than 150 for the Yellow Jacket fullbacks on the evening. Robertson standing at the 20, gets the handoff, running right. He's going to stutter step his way up through traffic for no gain back to the line of scrimmage, and he'll be tackled. No gain, 3rd down and about 3 yards coming up for Denison. 6:19 to go, and what a huge play here.
This is a very, very big play for Denison. 3rd down and 3, and I'm sure with this clock winding at 6:08 and counting, I'm sure Bob Brown will elect to just keep chewing it up and try it on the ground. You've got the state's best running back, arguably.
Well, you've got to get a first, or you need to get a first here. This is Polk and Robertson in the backfield. One man wide to the left. That is Kimbrell in motion. It is going to be a handoff. Robertson running right, trying to get outside. He's going to be, he got let loose, and he may have the first down. He looked to be stopped at the line of scrimmage, and he kept the legs pumping. And second and third effort may have given Denison the first down as Bradley Reed brings him down.
I don't know where they're going to spot the ball, but that was just great effort by Corey Robertson to try to get that first down. Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline guy, Jason Smith. Jason, you get a look at that. Where are they at?
Well, guys, from my vantage point, it looks like they have it by the slimmest of possible margins. It is going to be close, but it looks like they do have it.
They're going to stretch the chains. The ball, the nose just touching the 30. On third down and 3, is it enough?
It is.
The nose of the football and gives C-Rob to the second and third effort as he goes over 190 yards on the night.
And the fans in Greenville pick up their stuff and head to the exits.
Well, some of them are.
There's a lot of them just stood up and start heading that way. But 5:36 left to go.
Well, championship teams have to make championship statements when it's crunch time, and Denison has an opportunity here to take a very first important big step toward a district title, perhaps. This is a handoff inside to the fullback, a couple of tough yards inside to the 32-yard line.
A championship team is going to have to be one to control the clock. And with a team like this, you think the Yellow Jackets, with the backs that they have and the offensive line that they have, should be able to do that with exactly 5 minutes left to go in the football game.
Yeah, you need to string some first downs together. And the Jackets have one, but they're facing second down and a long 8 from the 32. Polk and Robertson in the backfield, two tight set. This is a handoff. Robertson running left, may have a big hole. 35, Robertson 40, 45. He's off to the races, to the 40, 35. It's Hines rather, to the 25, 15, and out of bounds at the 10-yard line. Anthony Hines is shocked, and he just shocked the Greenville Lions all the way inside the 10-yard line.
And I think he's out of gas down at the 6-yard line. Took his helmet off. Now he's going to walk back across the sidelines. He really just ran 62 yards all the way down to about the 8-yard line, and 7-yard line.
If I'm not mistaken, Monte, that puts Denison over 500 yards rushing for the second straight week.
Incredible. 4:35 left to go. Denison on top, 36-21, but wanting more in Greenville, Texas.
500 even.
500 yards rushing.
And 3 100-yard rushers tonight. Hines, Polk, and Robertson. This is a toss to Scooter Means. He's to the 5, still going to the 4-yard line. It'll be second and goal they'll actually say the knee went down at the 5, but Scooter Means gets in on the act.
Last week, Will Crawley, his birthday, he gets a touchdown. This week, Scooter Means, his birthday tonight, trying to give it to him there on the 7-yard line.
Well, the Jackets mixing it up nicely. Tailback, fullback, reverse. Haven't thrown the ball much tonight, but they haven't had to. Obviously, Denison has made its living this season running the ball, and yet again tonight they're doing the same. Power eye, two tight set. Robertson the deep handoff, running ahead. He's to the 2-yard line. Robertson will keep inching to the 200-yard mark. 3:50 to go in the game. Denison up 36-21, and you would have to think a touchdown here, or really even points, would be huge.
Well, a field goal would make it an 18-point advantage. Right now, the clock is still rolling, 3:34.
Robertson continuing to plow toward the 200-yard mark. He's 5 yards away. He can't get it here because they're only on the 2-yard line, but he is the tailback.
Unless they have a penalty or something.
Well, let's hope not. Power eye, two tight set. Polk and Means in front of Robertson. He gets the toss, heads left, plows his way to the goal line. He's going to be just short. He's going to be inches short. It will be 4th and goal from the 1-foot line. And what do you do here, Monte? Do you kick the sure field goal or do you punch it in?
I think you got to put it in. You have to go ahead and put it in.
4th and goal, literally from the 6-inch line, as Robertson was just denied of getting his 4th rushing touchdown of the night. The Jackets are going to go for it. The play clock winding at 19 seconds, the play being brought in. They'll let every second milk off the clock. 4th and inches from the 1. Handoff. Robertson leaping. Stick it in the end zone. Put it on the scoreboard, but hold everything. A penalty marker laying at the 4-yard line.
And they threw it at the snap. As soon as the ball was snapped, threw the penalty. Let's check down with our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline guy, Jason Smith. Did you catch what that is?
I could not see what the infraction was, but it looks like they're going to call procedure against Denison, which will back them up and, of course, bring on the field goal unit. Interesting thing that you don't see a lot when in the past here at Denison. A lot of the crowd in the Pep Club encouraging Coach Brown on that last play as the crowd was wanting to call that one. Everybody screaming, go for it. Great sense of team effort with the fans and with the Pep Club involved in it here tonight.
A 23-yard field goal attempt. Nathan Farley, he is 1 out of 2 tonight.
Left hash.
Left hash mark. And Matt Fink calls for the ball. The kick is on the way, and it is long enough. It is good. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the game, and the Jackets put 3 more on the board. 39-21. Denison in the lead. Don't go anywhere. We've got a barn burner finish when we come back for more Yellow Jacket football.
American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap, 9 plays, 74 yards for the Denison Yellow Jackets. And it was a 23-yard field goal by Nathan Farley, who extends the lead 39-21 in Greenville. Denison on top.
Cable 1 kickoff, a squibber by Farley, taken by an up man at the 30. Looking for daylight, coming to the near sideline, has blockers, and he's going to be tackled as he crosses the 40 out near the 44-yard line. Don't go anywhere. 2 minutes, 3 seconds to go. Greenville with all 3 timeouts. They trail by 18, but they have proven to be almost unstoppable in their last couple of possessions. The Yellow Jackets on the night, 506 yards rushing. That is 1,051 yards rushing in 2 weeks of competition. It is the greatest 2-game stretch in Denison High School history running the football.
That is absolutely amazing. Considering who they've been playing.
And considering who Denison's had in the past. They've had some heavyweights. This is going to be Simpson, back to pass. Here comes pressure. He's trying to elude it, steps up. He eludes one man, then another, still running to the 40, heaving it downfield. A man wide open, and he caught it at the 10. Denison trying to stop him, and they do at the 7-yard line.
Marcus Davis comes in and blasts him from behind, trying to strip the football, but he held on to it. The man who caught the ball was DQ Roden. He stopped at the 7-yard line. They're going to mark it at the 6. So, like Lynn said, don't go anywhere. There is 1:49 left to go in this football game.
You live by the blitz, and a lot of times you die by the blitz, and Denison died right there. They nearly got him, but didn't.
Michael Simpson, give the credit to him. He eluded 3 Denison Yellow Jackets in the backfield to make that pass.
139 and cranking. Simpson, busted play perhaps. He's going to run it. He's running to the right pylon, and Greenville has scored. 1:33 to go in the game. 39-27 is the score. Don't go anywhere.
7 yards on the carry.
Michael Simpson is a great athlete. Their quarterback just scrambles to the right side, going left to right on the radio dial. Just made an outstanding effort towards the pylon and snuck in for points. 39-27, a 12-point lead, possibly 11 here as they go for the PAT.
What else would you expect from the top 2 offenses in the district? Kick on the way by Vines, limped, but it's good. 39-28, 1:33 to go. We're back for what is certainly going to be an onside kick in just a moment. On the Cable 1 kickoff, Vines, the hands team in for Denison. Vines approaching the ball. The banger, it's going to be fallen on by the Jackets, and Denison recovers at the 49. Scooter Means on his birthday, his 17th birthday, has the recovery.
Well, that was a very key part of this football game as Scooter Means falls on the ball. Now the Jackets can take control here with an 11-point lead and put this one in the bag if they can get a first down here.
Corey Robertson standing on 196 yards rushing. He could care less about 200 as long as Denison can put it in the books as their second win in district play. But he will get an opportunity to get his 5th 200-yard rushing game of the season. He gets the toss, running right. He'll cut it inside, looking for 4 yards and more. 45 to the 40. Hello, 200 to the 30. Still running. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Stick it in the end zone. Put it on the scoreboard. It is a championship moment, perhaps, for Denison as Corey Robertson goes 49 yards to pay dirt, his 4th touchdown of the night.
Oh, baby, 1:18 left to go in this football game, and Denison just broke everybody's back over here in Greenville.
We said he needed 4 yards for another 200, and I said a championship moment. It is not a district title, but it is a very, very important first step with a win tonight apparently over Greenville. So,
holy cow, school records flying all over the place. 555 rushing yards tonight. That's a Denison school record.
snap down, Farley's kick on the way, and he got it just through the uprights. 1:18 to go. Robertson 245, 3rd highest career total. Denison a school record 555. Wow, we're back after this timeout. Kickoff, the Cable One kickoff to the 15. Irvin is going to run up to the 35 and go down there. Monte, not only is the team performance impressive, C-Rob does it yet again.
Corey Robertson has 245 yards tonight on 23 carries and 4 touchdowns. Now, he's had 4 touchdowns on 3 other occasions. Let's look back at his history. Last year against McKinney North had 4 touchdowns, 205 yards. Last year versus Spruce had 4 touchdowns and 146 yards. This year against Dallas Samuel, this year versus Dallas Samuel, 4 touchdowns, 193 yards. So Corey Robertson is just all over the place. You know what? Talking about records with Corey Robertson as here goes the Lions.
And Jackson is going to get it. Look out, 45. He's still running 50, 45, 40. One man stops him, and guess who? Corey Robertson.
The young man is absolutely incredible. Talking about Robertson and his rushing totals, 245 yards tonight. A rushing effort of 247 would move him past Dion Marshall. So he is 1 yard away from being tied with Dion Marshall all time in Yellow Jackets history, and he has another year left, Lynn.
Wow. We're watching greatness, I think, fellas. Simpson back to pass. His pressure closes in. Throws it complete to Jackson. 20. Sidesteps one guy and goes down at the 16. No quit in the Lions. 45 seconds to go. It's another first down. Try these numbers on for size, fellas. 1,405 yards rushing on the season for Corey Robertson. 18 touchdowns, only 6 starts. He's averaging 234 yards per game this season. And that was his 5th 200-yard game tonight, or this season. 5 out of 6 times he's rushed for 200-plus yards. The one time he did not was against Samuel in Week 2. They took him out of the game with 7 to go in the 3rd, and he had 193.
You know,
this is a playoff-bound team, you would have to think, for the Lions. The ball batted away. Marcus Davis, Brad Ade, rather, making a great try to intercept the ball inside the 5, and there's 42 to
Jason, our Bratcher Funeral Home sideline guy, after the game, he's going to try and talk to Marcus Davis, the outstanding quarterback who had an outstanding game, a couple reverses where he showed some great speed. Also, I think he's going to try to talk to Gary Wetz, the senior offensive lineman, the center there. Maybe even Mario Polk, Super Mario.
Yeah. How many times does a fullback get 141 yards rushing? Simpson is coming to the right, throws on the run to the end zone. It is caught and in the end zone for a touchdown with 35 seconds to go. Wow.
They can score.
They can score, and we got another onside attempt coming. And they could cut it. They could cut the lead. They're going to go for one here, it appears, as Vines is in the game. It's in some ways reminiscent of what Sherman and McKinney North got into last week. It's pretty much the last man standing. And fortunately, the Jackets have had quite a lead, so they at least have the best chance to be the last man standing. It is not over yet. 35 seconds left. Vines on the way. The kick is on the way, and it is good. Well, after a slow start, Monte, we've got nearly 1,000 yards of offense between these two teams.
Well, there's another American Bank of Texas scoring drive recap. We'll do it in a second.
Onside kick, Denison has recovered, and that'll be the ball game at the 49. Ryan Bergman on the recovery. Scooter Means got one onside attempt. Ryan Bergman gets the other. And Robertson, you said he needed how many yards to pass?
Yeah. He needs 2 yards to pass Deion Marshall.
Well, he probably won't get it because they should take the knee.
I don't know. They have 2 timeouts, so they're going to have to run the football here. Because Greenville does have 2 timeouts left.
Still would give them a third down where Greenville couldn't stop the clock, though, after the play. And I think the Jackets could just wind it all the way to the house. 34 seconds left. Greenville does have 2. They're in the prevent umbrella, and I think the Jackets will take the knee. Crawley going back a yard. And Greenville burns a timeout. 30 seconds to go. And how close was that school record? Because a yard just got shaved off.
Well, that was Crawley that.
Okay, so they're down to 5:54.
Well, that's true. That's true.
And they'll take another yard loss here, so they'll go to 5:53.
Yeah, that wouldn't be fun, would it? We celebrate all that and then
celebrate a school record.
Lose it on a kneel down.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a shootout waiting next week at Munson Stadium. 43-28, McKinney North leading Paris in the 4th. McKinney North has scored 103 points in the last 2 weeks. Denison has 101.
Yeah,
I don't think it'll be a defensive showcase next week. And that'll be a 1.5 yard loss, maybe even a 2-yard loss as Crawley goes to the knee with 27 seconds to go and makes Greenville burn the final timeout. And Denison will have a third down play here, and Greenville will be unable to stop the clock, and this should do it, barring a turnover or a penalty that will stop the clock. It has been an unbelievable track meet tonight as these two squads, the two best offenses in the district, have put up nearly 1,000 yards of offense. Well, that's right. McKinney North certainly is in there, so 2 of the best 3, I guess I should say. Although coming into the game, as far as rushing yardage was concerned, they were the 2 best. And as far as total offense, they were in the top 3. McKinney North, with their huge passing attack, actually has the lead. 24 seconds to go. Crawley takes the knee. That should do it. And the Denison Yellow Jackets go to 2-0 in District 11 4A play. They go to 6-1 on the season. It is a historic night for Denison. 553 yards rushing, a school record. Corey Robertson, 245 and 4 touchdowns. Mario Polk gets the 70-yard TD, 141 for him. And shock and awe, it was a duo again as Anthony Heights gets 8 carries, 119.
Congratulations on the win. Second of all, the greatest rushing effort in Denison history tonight. 553 yards over the past 2 weeks, over 1,100 yards rushing. Talk about the play of your offensive line.
Wow, I didn't have any idea we had that kind of night, but because they were tough. I mean, we're physically beat up again. I'm going to have to see how Josh is, and Mario's limping around, and Corey hurt his knee. So it was a real physical football game. But I'm proud of our offensive line. Gosh almighty, we're getting better, and we're going to have to. We're going to have to. It was a great win tonight.
Talk about Mario's run, the trap play, and the play of your fullbacks as a whole, really a key tonight.
Well, I tell you what, we've got to do that. I'm proud of old Mario Polk. He did a great job tonight. We've got to take the pressure off. Successful, our fullbacks ran the ball successful. We got to continue to do that if our tailbacks are going to have the kind of games that they need to have.
Once again, turnovers being a key. Some soft spots in the defense at the end of the game, but overall not too bad of a game and some key turnovers.
That's what I'm disappointed in. We're better than that defensively. We really are. Right toward the end, it seemed like we started to panic. We were doing things that the kids weren't doing what they were coached to do. We're better than that defensively, but I got to give credit to Greenville. They got a quarterback and a running back, guys that just they're lightning quick. We tried to tell our kids all week long, we can't emulate that because we don't have that kind of speed and quickness. So they hadn't seen it. and they saw it tonight, and they kind of panicked defensively.
Next week, McKinney North in town, the top statistically offensive as far as balance attack in the Metroplex. It's probably going to be a high-scoring affair next week as well.
God, I hope not.
Well, Coach, we'll see you next week. Time to jump in here with Super Mario, a senior this year. And, wow, what were you thinking when you broke through and finally got through the secondary on the long touchdown run?
I just didn't want anybody to catch me.
Well, they almost did. You just had a lot of extra heart there at the end.
Yeah.
Talk about your play. Talk about your play overall, and talk about your play of the big uglies up front.
They blocked real good. They blocked real good.
They did a great job, absolutely an incredible job. A fun game tonight, but you got to admit, were you guys nervous at any point?
Second half when they started throwing the ball, that's when we got pretty nervous.
All right, well, we've got McKinney North in town, and a little noise already been talked. I don't know if you guys have heard it yet, but a little noise been talked by some of their running backs over there at McKinney, so y'all will have to take care of that next week. Marcus Davis, cornerback tonight, a pick and some great defensive plays, but you got in on the offense a little bit more tonight than you normally have. Talk about that.
Yeah, they got me running some reverses and fades, try to get quicker people out there.
Do you like that?
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, you did. You had some good plays tonight, and then one play when coverage got busted, the receiver had the ball down deep, the two safeties had him hemmed up, and you got to hit him from the backside. Did you see that coming, and did you know that was going to be as big of a hit as it was?
I didn't know it was going to be that big. He was just dancing around, and I was trying to make him fumble, but it didn't happen.
All right, Marcus Davis, another great game. Gary White, sorry about the big uglies comments. I seen you flinching over there. But, man, you guys just doing a great job. I told Coach Brown a minute ago, 553 yards rushing tonight. 3 backs with over 100 yards. That's, by the way, the #1 rushing total of all time, Denison history. The past 2 weeks, you guys have blocked for 1,100 yards in rushing yards. Talk about the play of your offensive line.
Our offensive line has really surprised me. We looked at them last year, and it's just like, oh, man, we're young. We're not going to get anything done. They came out here, and they proved me wrong, so I'm glad to be wrong for once.
What has been the difference in the offensive line?
Just these young guys have stepped up, and they're starting to strut their stuff out there, I guess.
Did Coach Pettit come along at the right time?
Yes, he did. Coach Pettit came on at perfect time.
Gary White's one of our other stars of the game. We'll see him next week as well with McKinney North. Guys?